Wake up, get up. It's the 4th of July. God, this chapter was so short. So we're at 526 of 676. And we're at 67 of 87 chapters. And day 71. Boom! Follow your dreams. Do it. Talking about the welfare. Wake up. Get up. Somebody to voice hotline. Alright, hold on. Let me voice him. Let me voice his ass. Yeah, just take off plus M. And that guy, yeah, that's the first of the month. Okay, cool. So now that we got that Spathy War. Oh, hold on, let me notify Spathy and Logic. Alright, we'll take a look. So Spathy War sent me in a bunch of edits via message because he passed out in the middle of the stream. And I gotta say, this is like my least favorite thing because now I've gotta like search for each of these things in the chapter. And then fucking find them. So yeah. Sanderson, Maurice. No, I don't think there's a comma there. Yeah. Alright, so I don't agree with that comma. At all. Big Frankenstein lever that he can throw with all his might. So I see what the comma's trying to do. Whatever, let me just fucking throw it in there. That's such an awkward sentence when we really look down at it. Big Frankenstein lever that makes Sanderson, Maurice, and Cleo all disappear forever. Yeah, I'm not putting in the comma. I'm staking my ground here. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think there's an unchanged. Yeah, I like the note where we have somebody beating the soles of someone's feet. All right, and then his last note was that the mental health people will be sad because Gary just dismisses all this mental health. Does he really? I don't think that Gary really, because in Gary's mind, he doesn't see anybody as insane for the most part, because he sees everyone as insane. That's my theory. All right, hold on. Let's see where our chats are coming in here. Frankenstein lever. Yeah, you know, like there's a big giant dipole switch. Big dipole Frankenstein lever. Yeah. He's doing this number right here. Oh, it's a compound adjective. Is that a compound adjective? It's a proper name compound adjective. It just looks a little weird hyphenated. That's what I'm saying there. Yeah, in this case, I don't think that we compound that. What an edge case, like the when a compound adjective follows a noun, it's usually not necessary. Hyphens, punctuation rules. Off campus. Forming original compound verbs for vivid writing, humor, or special situations. Oh, weird. Variant and any adverb ending in ly isn't hyphenated. Yeah, well, it's just so many exceptions. It seems wrong to me to have the proper noun. Do not hyphenate proper nouns of more than one word when they are used as compound adjectives. Hyphenate most double last names. Prefixes and suffixes. God, look at all these exceptions. Yeah, let's let that one slide right there. Yeah, it actually, like, it fucks up my clarity if I have it in there. So, yeah, thanks for the suggestion, Stratum, but I just don't think that... I think rather than being an adjective there, it's part of the noun. Like, it's like a two-word noun. Oh, all right, anyhow. I didn't want to go back to this chapter. God, this chapter needs work. Oh, yeah, we already noted that it needs another pass. Okay, but what we're working on today is chapter 67. as a maybe chapter, and it continues our trend of everything getting darker throughout the book. Yeah, we start off all cheery, just electrocuting police officers, and the next thing you know, the whole city's fucking burning. So, this is chapter 67. Not here, you idiot. Lemon Maybe and the Electric Lady by Zak Zyz. This was 4:10 at 8:38 p.m. Harlem. It's hard work to be an angel. Hard to find ways to be good. After Maybe made up his mind to help people, all the opportunities to lend a hand winked at each other and rolled away into sewer drains and alleys. Oh, that's not a good line. Oh. All right. So yeah, I just felt like the intro paragraph to this was particularly ham-fisted in a story full of relative excess. This was just beyond what I find acceptable. So we had to work on that there. It's hard work to be an angel. Hard to find ways to be good. Let me see. I think that's a good note. Yeah, I think that, I'm gonna. Yeah, I like that note. So let me see. Where are you on our scoreboard, Stratum? Whew, yeah, my eyes are tired today. Did it scroll you off the screen? Oh yeah, you're under Skip Donahue. Yeah, I'm gonna need a bigger scoreboard, but I think you've got just a 1 point right now. No, divine can be a word, but it's also, it can just be a, although I see the potential for confusion there. But divine can just be used as an adjective meaning anything heavenly. But I'd like better. Celestial aspirations. I like that. Yeah, that's better. Logic fell asleep. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's about to be a crazy fucking 4th of July, man. Yeah, sadly, nobody detonated the nuclear weapon at Mount Rushmore. That would have been... I mean, I'm not alone, right? That would have been fucking amazing. You know, I'd like... if only there was some way to do it without anybody getting hurt. And just imagine the footage of, like, the fucking mountain coming apart and Trump wheeling around, like... And then the Curb Your Enthusiasm music starts to play. God. Yeah, we do indeed need a comma there. And we should probably change the pronoun. All right, let's try this again. From the top. It's hard work to be an angel. Tough to find ways to be good. It feels like as soon as maybe got... Simultaneously? All the opportunities for heroism dried up simultaneously. Wait, simultaneously, it's not. We can just cut that. Nobody needs him. He scans the faces that pass him on the street on the lookout for teary eyes and desperate looks. But everyone just looks worn out. After a while, their faces start to blur together. His weave blowing in the precursor wind. Hell yeah. So the other part of it was like during the speech we were talking about this. I was like, if that guy's weave blows off, he just loses the election right then and there. Like if somebody fucked up their knot, like those little tiny knots holding his fake hair on, which I'm sure that they just shave off of his back. But those little tiny knots are the only thing keeping any chance whatsoever of the presidency held on. It seems like people like the shit that he was saying for the most part, though. Like all the right wingers are like spurting themselves over it there. Yeah, his branding could have cost him the whole second. Yeah, like literally that like fake hairdo. Just in that second, there's no recovery from the fucking Dr. Evil chrome dome and the weave flapping in the wind and his like sad attempt to catch it as it flies away. Like I think literally he could. It would be easier for him to get away with like shitting himself, like very audibly, like just. It's like, all right, now I know what this looks like. And some of his fucking diehards would buy that shit, but nobody. There's no excuse for my hairpiece blew away. Also, it would be funny if he just like went on the Joe Rogan podcast, and after that, just started doing everything like Joe Rogan. Like he shaved his fucking head. He started like taking DMT and working out. He got a bunch of weird tattoos and so forth. He made a bunch of sexually suggestive remarks that got him canceled. Well, he's halfway there, but yeah, just imagine him doing that shit. Oh, it'd be fucking wild. People wouldn't know what the fuck to think. Anyway, yeah, hunting for elk. Fucking doing sets at the Comedy Store. Ugh. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Grab 'em. I've seen some pussies that would grab me. Lee. The fucking bow. Yeah, I think people would enjoy him going out and hunting the deadliest game, honestly. Because, I mean, it's not fair that Russia gets to have a president for life who literally has hunted the deadliest game, and ours like, nah, not really. I mean, I don't see Merkel out there murking people. Duterte seems like kind of a blowhard. I don't know if he's actually shot anybody in the face the way that he says he would. Yeah, what other... But there are definitely other world leaders who have personally murdered somebody. I wonder if there's a list. New York Democrats don't hunt. I don't know, man. I don't know if we can really consider him a Democrat any longer. When because they really are gonna. What's the point where we can't consider Trump a Democrat anymore? When they overturn Roe v. Wade, I think like that's kind of like the very clear. Maybe that's the strongest ideological marker. It's a weird thing to do. It's such like an edge case, but yeah. Reverse pickpocketing people doesn't make him feel good anymore. He's running out of cash. He never got around to robbing another bank. Okay, so I gotta tell you, we gotta go back to fucking Chevy Man. So 526 right here, and then let's scroll all the way up here to boom. Man should be fucking capitalized here in Chevy Man because we're. Oh, we didn't capitalize any. We must have done some research on that. Let me see there. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And then after we do that, we need to make sure. Yeah, we need to make sure. Oh no, looks like our chapter spacing is intact because we didn't make big enough changes. Cool. Command Control G and 567. Cool. What? Oh, we get to a. Oh fuck. Oh, we were way earlier. Yeah. Oh fuck. Yeah, we're deep in the cut. We were at like an affront to heaven. Oh fuck. Oh, there's some dirty chapters coming up. There we go. This is the chapter. We were only on 526. I imagine that we were. I missed one a couple pages back. Let me see. Yeah, we don't fucking Chevy Man back there. That's I cannot go back from here. Terrible. Also, belated aloha. Oh, I like fucking. I don't know why, but I just like that people who live on Hawaii are always hitting you with the aloha. Feels very like welcome to me. I don't know why. In a way that like Texans saying howdy, you're just like, get this corn pone motherfucker out of my face. God, I really got like a fucking Hitler haircut going on here. I gotta get a trim. Hitler hair. Ugh. So I'll have to look through it, but I think day 4 we may wind up cutting one of the chapters after this, just because it goes so deep and so dark for so fucking long. Like, it really is the gravity of days in this book. Yeah, I guess that's why it like feels a little bit more genuine. Yeah, exactly what you're saying right there. Like somebody says that to me, and I'm like, oh, well, all right, you know. Whereas I'm like, yo, motherfucker, and then I'm like, oh. And then the other day, like some dude, I think I talked about it on the stream. It was some dude was like, "Sup, my white friend?" And I'm like, I know where this is going, you know. Or let me ask you something. Fucking hate that one. God, yeah, that's why in New York you're just happy if nobody talks to you. What's maybe got to do to feel better? Foil a heist? Rescue a cat from a tree? Nothing seems like enough. How the fuck do you spell barbecuing? Barbecuing. He gave all his money away, but he stole it in the first place. Needs a comma. Oh yeah. Even when he tries, he fucks it all up. I am kind of enjoying like this this moment of like self-reflection that he's having, right? We should. Yeah, let's just mention that he's in Harlem right there. Oh, what's Harlem like at this time of night? 8:38 p.m. On the lookout for teary eyes and desperate looks, anyone in trouble. But everyone just looks worn out. After a while, their faces blur together. Cool. Tangled up in blue. Let's see. Alright, so logic has a couple of points that we neglected to give him right there. And where is that? Oh yeah, we absolutely need a comma there. Yeah, anytime that you have but, pretty much, you're creating a new clause and need the comma. Doesn't even scratch the surface. Rapist, murderer, piece of shit. Hunting up a fake Jesus to forgive him in some lousy diner. That's my favorite line in the book, by the way. Hunting up a fake Jesus to forgive him in some lousy diner. Or, if not my absolute favorite, it's one of my top favorite fucking lines in this book. He ought to just end it all. Blow his goddamn brains out with the cut. Reading out loud, once you start doing that, you realize how many more... Yeah, the reading out loud is huge for me. And still, at the end, when I turn this edit in, the editor that I work with will... Oh, speaking of which, I need to send him an email today just being like, hey, I'm behind schedule on this fucking... I hate being behind schedule on the edit. Sorry, which is my favorite line? It started raining here. Comfy Saturday at 2:30 in the AM. Had to open the window a bit more to let the smell in. Didn't hear. Oh, that's beautiful. Rapist, murderer, piece of shit. Hunting up a fake Jesus to forgive him in some lousy diner. Right there. Ooh, love that. You oughta just end it all. Blow his goddamn brains out with Carl Mason's Glock. Write that in your fucking report. I don't know why that one appeals to me so much, but yeah, I would never take that line out of the book for any amount of money. I mean, it's better generally. Very seldom are there too many commas in a piece. The number of commas that get removed by editors are like far lesser than the number that they put in. But I have huge run-on sentences. You do capitalize Glock. Yeah, it's like Kleenex. You know what I mean? There's some argument that can be made that Glock is like commonplace enough that it's become a general term like Xerox, but they're not quite there yet. It's still just a brand name for a gun, so it gets capitalized. And you can see too, even fucking Apple knows, because if we go to here, boom, and then yeah, it's just got to be capitalized. Write that in your fucking report. One last fuck you. I think fuck you is hyphenated in that instance. It's like hyphenated or something. It's either hyphenated or quote. Something has to happen. One last fuck you to the turncoat policeman. Write that in your fucking report. I'd say it's a quote. Oh, it looks wrong as a quote, though. You know what I like? It looks better to me italicized. It's even harder to figure this out because it's split on the two. One last fuck you to the turncoat policeman. Write that in your fucking report. So that's a throwback to the scene where Lemon was lolling that maybe stole his gun. Yeah, I want to thank the people in Pound Stress, where we've been calling Erica Muno a Dutch turncoat pejorative term for like the longest years. We've been calling him that. Oh, I love it. One last, I'd say it's a quote right there. Stratum seems pretty sure of it. Yeah, it just looks. I think it just looks weird because there's the line break, right? Let's look at it where it's just one line. Also, we italicized the other part there, so. I like that we give a last fuck you to the turncoat policeman. Also, these are italic. Oh, no, they're not italics. One last fuck you to the... yeah, that works. That's one of the things that Jesselnick does, like, absolutely best. His enunciation on fuck you is just spot on perfect. Fuck you. I didn't even get it right. He's put a lot of practice into that particular punchline, if you know what I'm talking about there. let's have it with quotes, and I think an editor will probably turn it into italics, but it's freezing out here. All right, so let me give logic a point, and then we'll give stratum another point for those fucking quotations. It's freezing out here. The moon is missing in action, replaced by an endless field of gray underlit by the city's lights. It's not quite right here. Oh, that's better. Like what I had already was way better. Here and there, a wayward flake will filter down and melt without a trace. Oh yeah, we deleted that minutes come into hours thing. It's a Glock 17. I'm gonna take a look at how... Does the barrel protrude enough? There we go. Yeah, this guy. It's got a Picatinny rail on a fucking Glock. So stupid. Although the white Glock is kind of a gangsta. Oh, no, it's not white. They're just showing you what's what and who's who. Okay, so... But that's what we're looking for. What the fuck is he thinking? He's gonna blast himself across the street from her apartment? Yeah. Somehow the thought of talking to Rosalie is even scarier than shooting himself. Maybe he slides the gun back into his pocket and stands up. He's been sitting there so long his ass is almost completely numb. Overhead, the steadily darkening sky looks like it's had enough of this shit. I love this line. It's ready to cut loose with wind, rain, sleet, snow, and all the other things that can't stop mailmen. What's the worst that can happen? No matter how he tries, maybe he can't make himself cross the street to her building. Okay, cool. So that is that chapter. I'm glad we got through a chapter on a Saturday, and it was a short chapter. Tomorrow, we're going to do a reread through chapter 67. This is just a scant 2 or 3 pages right here, but a very important chapter. Where, and hold on, we got to do a little bit more formatting there. Only 809 words, but it's a very important chapter for Maybe's character right there. Because a critical part of that character is the regret that is constant and throbbing, much like his erection, throughout the entire novel. And this is the first time where you see him think like, maybe I should just fucking end it all here, which is, in my experience, for young men, basically from the time they're like, I don't know, 10 to 25, maybe not just me, but I think, I could be wrong, but my guess is that about once every 2 weeks, every young man from the age of like about 10 to 25 will have that, well, maybe I should just fucking kill myself. That like brilliant idea pops up at some point and rears its ugly head. Hey, good morning there. That's my guess, because I don't think I'm like particularly depressive. But yeah, something about like that like whole crazy hormonal shift of like growing up and so forth, and being a drain on society for that period of your life. Yeah, I think a lot of people have a fair amount of, maybe I should just blast myself. And they're not even invisible. They didn't even murder some crazy dude or whop a cop on the back of the head with his own pistol and then carry it around. So then falling. Oh, God. So there's a Matthew chapter coming up. Yeah, we get deep into the night on chapter 4. So let's scroll ahead a little bit. Don't look if you don't want to. But I want to give an idea of what we're going to be working on for the next week. So chapter 68 is going to be about 5 pages of Matthew kind of searching for himself. And then chapter 69 is going to be, oh, cool. So we do have a scene at the bar with Lemon, which is nice. I'm glad that we're like breaking this up a little bit. And that goes on from, this is actually one of my favorite scenes in the whole book. And then 70 is where we end it, with the 5th dream. And the 5th dream is going to be with Gary. Let me just make sure that there's not another one. Cool. And then we'll get into day 5. So in the next 1, 2, 3 days. Ooh, hell yeah. Yeah, Matthew is wild. Let me just make sure that we got our chapter numbers right there. Yeah, cool. So we're going to get to tomorrow. We'll try and do a couple of chapters tomorrow. Logic will potentially be around. Yeah, it was like it's the day after a show. And one thing that I've learned, and this is Spathy's advice actually, was not to push it and try to edit like really hard on show days, because I don't have the fucking mojo for it, really and truly. I'd like it if I did, but I just don't. You know, there's a limit to how much editing your boy can do. Okay, cool. So I was a little bit worried that we were just like constantly hitting people with negativity, because if we look at the last several chapters, like Gary feeling terrible about himself, Sarah feeling terrible about herself, and I mean, there are some points of light in that chapter, but it's a hard read to get through. And then here's maybe like considering suicide, Gary considering suicide. And I think, in her own way, Sarah is like, just FYI, the fact that she's like Googling New York power stations, that's not a good sign, right? That's not a good sign. So all three of these characters, considering a untimely end to all of it, nobody goes through with it. But yeah, this is sort of, and this is the fourth day, I think, is the, not the anticlimax, but the pre-climax. Like, this is the trough before things start to speed up and go really quickly there. And I'm okay with where those chapters go, because the next one is about Matthew sort of facing some of what he's done and so forth. And Matthew has done the most dirt of anybody in this book. So it's critical that we don't just let him off the hook. It's like, oh yeah, I just fucking blew up Grand Central and killed a bunch of people. Look at me. Can't have that. It has to be like a lot more reckoning for this character. And also, it's where he starts to get an understanding of what he really is, which is a wild child. Okay, cool. So hopefully you're around there, Logic. Thanks to everybody who was a part of this whole deal. We made it to page 530, which means that we have 136 pages left to go. We are going to finish this book in July, assuming that I don't get sick or die or just suddenly just get bored of writing, which I don't think that'll ever happen. And I'm pretty happy with what we got done today. All right, so everybody have a good day. Happy 4th of July. Don't let them take your fucking country from you. It's still the greatest nation in the world for now.